We are back to discuss healthy eating, healthy drinking, and summer health. Are you feeling healthy today?
I never feel healthy. Sometimes I do, but very rarely. And when you said healthy eating, healthy drinking, I was going to continue. Healthy sleeping, healthy. There are so many things we can do healthy way, right?
Yeah, but we choose the wrong way.
Because it's much more tastier and it feels better.
I know. Once I was going to this party before the pandemic, and I had this friend who is a bartender. His name is Leon. And I said, "Oh, I'm going to this party. What should I take?" And I had some fresh pineapple cut up, fresh strawberries cut up, pineapple, strawberries, and one, oh, maybe some berries. He goes, "Well, take all that fruit and take it home and soak it in rum for about an hour. Then take that to the party and put it over vanilla ice cream." I did that. People thought I was a genius.
Well, I think that whatever it is you're going to soak in Rome, you will always end up being a genius.
But the thing is, he's traveled all over the world, and he was in the military for a while. Actually was stationed in Frankfurt, and he doesn't have a car. He has a little small dog, and his dog is afraid of fireworks. But yeah, he told me about that.
Because you can soak anything in Rome. Could be raisins or, I don't know, apples or bananas. I don't know, even ham, I think. You can just pre-cooked ham. I mean, you can soak it in rum and then heat it in the oven.
Oh my God, that sounds so good. No, there's a
Yeah.
type of ice cream that my another friend likes. It's called rum raisin, and it's by Haagen-Dazs. It is raisins that have been soaked in rum, and then they're buried in ice cream. Yeah. Is
Yeah,
this
I love
healthy?
that. It's healthy. I think it's absolutely healthy. I would have eaten it in no time.
Well, on our cover shot, you can see on the left, it's an orange apple juice. I think it's called Martinelli. I really like it. It's about the size of a real apple in your hand. It's very nice to hold. I like to hold those little. I like those. I used to buy them all the time. And then it's we also see some. I think they're blackberries or raspberries, just kind of on the edge of a glass, and fruit sounds really healthy right now.
Speaking of juice, it's not good. I read it somewhere a few years ago that there was a study. Also, the problem with study, there is always a new study. But anyway, they said
Right.
that juice is not good because even 100% juice, because it has more sugar and calories than Coke. They've made the measurements.
Yes.
I don't know, and
No,
none of the vitamins and no fiber at all. Go
okay,
figure.
well, these are all the lies of the devil. But I want to agree with you, because I always thought that little children should not have sodas like Coke or Fanta or Pepsi. They should have juice. And they have these little juice boxes and little juice packs. But uh, one of my, I don't know, it was somebody that was young that had a baby. They were like they were like maybe 28, 29, and they were saying that their generation, 28, 29-year-olds, do not give juice to babies because it eats the enamel of their teeth. The citrus, like a little kid that's like 2 or 3 years old getting teeth, that the orange juice is bad. It eats the enamel, and then the sugar is bad because it gives them sugar spikes. I go, well, what are the kids? What are kids? What will you give kids? Like the water has lead in it. Some people don't like to give milk to kids because they become. Yeah, but I heard about that juice is bad. But I like
Yeah, I mean,
juice
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying
not as
it's
good
not
as
as
we
good
thought
as
it
we
was.
thought it would be. Yeah,
And
exactly.
everything we thought was wrong.
Not
That was
everything.
almost everything. Well,
But
I like
did you have any big dietary changes this year?
dietary changes. Well, yes, I did, but I just want to mention one more juice thing. I
Oh,
love
sure. I apologize.
tequila screwdrivers. So you get a pretty glass and you put a couple ice cubes at the bottom and you put some tequila on the ice cubes, then you add orange juice. Then at the top, you might add just a tiny bit of like grapefruit juice for a different color. And those are so great in Texas when it's hot. Tequila screwdrivers. Most people make screwdrivers with vodka.
Hmm.
That's classic screwdriver, but I'm Texan.
Well, I'm a Bloody Mary man, so no screwdriving for me. But then again, everything changes. Change is the only constant, so maybe I'll just switch to tequila screwdriver in the near future too.
But I like Bloody Marys because they have a lot. They have some Bloody Mary bars here, where you can go there, and they're these huge glasses where they have, they have the vodka, the Bloody Mary mix. Then they not only have like a piece of celery, but they have some sticks in it that's loaded with like bacon and steak and tomatoes. And you just go there and it's like a whole meal on a stick. Imagine like a fresh piece of steak. It's just come off the grill and it's on your Bloody Mary. Do you like steak?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you like steak? Yeah, I was so surprised. This place was called Henderson Tap House, and it was here in Dallas, and a lot of fraternity types, blonde girls and good-looking guys. They all go there, and different bars have different type people there. But some friends of mine were going there, and they go, "Let's go have Bloody Marys." I go, "Well, how much are they?" And they go, "Well, like they're $12, but they have steak and bacon, all this stuff on them." Or then they also have like all you can drink for 2 hours. You can get a pass for that. So you just walk in and you just. How much could you drink in 2 hours if you're watching? There's televisions all over and everybody's beautiful and there's like steak on your Bloody Mary and it's really a night. It's like a beautiful nightmare.
Do you smoke?
No, I don't. Everyone around me smokes, so I don't have to smoke. I don't smoke.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I've never smoked too, but I don't think it's as dangerous as they say it is now. It's the same story with sugar. They said it's absolutely safe. Now it's like even more dangerous than smoking. But you drink, right? You drink alcohol,
yeah, I drink.
like wine. I take it, wine and tequila and beer.
No, I don't drink. I don't drink wine because it has sulfates in it. I'm allergic to sulfates. I'm allergic to latex. I'm allergic to penicillin. I'm allergic to ragweed. I'm allergic to poison ivy. You cannot take me on a camping trip. I cannot drink wine. I will burst out into a rash and you'll have to hurry me off to the hospital. The camping trip will be a disaster.
Well, I drink wine just fine. It's milk I can't drink. I love milk, but I'm lactose intolerant. I found out that last year when I drank too much milk. Maybe that milk wasn't that fresh enough, but still, I like to say that I'm lactose intolerant.
Makes you feel special. No, really, everybody's very proud of that.
It sounds like I'm a scientist or something.
No, people, I've noticed that. Like, sometimes someone will say, like, "Oh, let's go to this wine bar." I go, "Yeah, I don't drink wine." Like, what do you mean you don't drink wine? I'm going to teach you about wine. It's like, no, you're not. But they had this big fundraiser at Holy Trinity, which is my parish, and they have a school attached to it. So they have this big party where people donate vacations and bicycles and cars and art. You donate all this stuff, and then they auction it off, and they have a big dinner and the tickets for the dinner. I don't know, somehow I got invited to that, and I couldn't find anybody to go with me because the people I know can't sit still for like an hour. So anyhow, I was wandering around looking at the auction items, and these two men were standing there, and they were going, "Oh, look at our donation." They must have been some wine dealers or something. It was this huge table full of all this nonsense wine, and they knew all the different names for the wine. I go, "Yeah, I don't drink wine." They go, "What do you mean you don't drink wine?" I said, "I don't drink wine. I'm allergic to wine." "Well, you need to try this one. You need to try this one." I wanted to pick up a wine bottle and just hit the guy on his head. And then I just returned to my table. I returned to my table, and they had actually the priests were wandering around pouring wine at this party, or the deacon or somebody. And someone was pouring wine into my glass. I go, "No, I don't drink wine." And then somebody else at the table said, "You'll love this one." Then they told me the name of it. I go, "I can't drink it." And then there's like 10 people at the table doing a toast or something. So I just I just put my glass up, and they go, "You have to drink the wine." It was like peer pressure. These were adults, so.
It's like waterboarding torture.
Exactly. And then I finally just said no. And then I just put my wine down, and I ate a little bit of my steak and a little bit of salad. I just went to my car and went home. Like, I do not want to die at a fundraiser at a church because I had like half a glass of wine. I want to die a different way.
But I like lifting weights and pushing myself through exercise. And you can eat what I've learned recently. I don't remember where from, but you can eat practically anything. The most poisonous stuff, like if you like it, okay? But there's got to be one condition. You must consume 1 kilogram. I'm not sure how would that be in pounds. How heavy would that be? 1 kilogram. It's not much. I have to have this calculator somewhere to convert kilogram into pounds.
It's about three-fourths. But go ahead. You're
1 kilogram of fresh fruits or vegetables a day, and then you can eat anything you want. You don't have to restrict yourself, providing you eat this 1 kilo of fruits and vegetables.
Well, for me, they're like fruits have a lot of sugar, and I have hypoglycemia, which means I can have a quick spike in sugar, in my blood sugar. So I have to eat about every 3 hours, not because I'm hungry, but because my blood sugar will drop. So when I'm going around with some friends, like, they're so annoyed because I always have to be eating. And like David and his cousins, they're all big drinkers. I go, "I have to eat something." They go, "Well, you just ate a few hours ago." But for me, I need protein. I need like meat or cheese. So if I was drinking and I had fruits, I would like pass out. I'm a very delicate person.
No, I'm not thinking about, is it possible to eat fruit which has no sugar?
Well, it's a glycemic index. For example, banana is good because it has potassium. Grapes are higher on the glycemic index. Like kiwi, I'm okay with kiwi. I like bananas, but
no, I'm thinking sugar-free fruits. Is it possible to find such? Like maybe potato. It's not a fruit, but something like that wouldn't be sugary.
Okay, well, the thing is, all fruits they're on the glycemic index, either low or high. So like a maraschino cherry.
All of them? I thought maybe there is one or two which is kind of exception.
Well, I just know that like a maraschino cherry that you put in like a cocktail, it's got red dye number 2 in it, and it's been soaking in sugar. That's like just eating, like, it's like eating nuclear waste. It's so bad for you. But we want to talk about eating healthy. So some fruits in moderation, some vegetables in moderation, some
better sleep
in moderation.
I slept like a baby this afternoon at work.
You slept
I
at
don't know.
work?
The best sleep I get is at work. Um,
Well,
it's like a curse.
I've seen people, they're sitting at their desk. Well, like I'm not in the classroom anymore, but some of these professors I know, they have their own little office and they have their office hours posted on the door. So like there's the classroom they teach in, and there's the department offices, and there's the private offices for the professors. And I went by to go talk to this one guy or something, or I went to talk to the department chairman or something. Anyhow, somehow I saw this one guy. I go, is Michael Stone in his office? They go, yeah. I go, well, his light's off in his office. He goes, well, he's in there sleeping. I go, what do you mean he's sleeping? So he had office hours after lunch from 2 to 4 in the afternoon, but he would turn his lights off. He didn't put his head down on the desk, but he had his head in his hands and he was just asleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then he'd get off.
I hear you.
Yeah, then he would get off. He'd get off about 4:30, and then it was happy hour right across the street from the college because it's downtown. There's all these great bars. And then sometimes the department would have like a happy hour. I never went because I didn't believe in drinking with people I work with, but someone said that the dean wanted me to go, and because they were getting insights into the college. Like, if you're going to get insights, I don't think happy hour is the place to get them. But anyhow, this guy used to sleep in his office occasionally.
Well, I reserved the meeting room for 1 o'clock every day for a recurring meeting. It's like a recurring horror dream I'm having. So I said, why not? I mean, I'm gonna reserve meeting room for a recurring meeting, like for 1 hour for a year ahead. And because this meeting had no purpose at all, no one else was invited, right? Because I need to sleep. And every day after lunch, I go to my private meeting room and take a 20-minute nap.
That's great.
I know.
Are there curtains around it, or can people look in and watch?
Yeah, there are shutters, but I close the shutters. How do you call them? Not the curtains, like curtains.
The blinds.
It's feminine touch. Yeah, the blind. We call it blinds. Yeah, I'm
looking at a cookbook in front of me, and one of the things I like is avocados.
I love cookbooks. When I was a child, my father and mother had this cookbook, and the pictures were so beautiful. I've never tried anything like in the pictures.
Well, but I know that avocados they're healthy fats, and this one is whole avocado cut in half, and it's loaded with shrimp and tomatoes, and it's great. And then there's another picture.
Is there such a thing as a healthy fat?
Yes. Trans fats are bad. You cannot have trans fats. Trans fats are in donuts and in cakes and in chips. Everything you love, donuts, cakes, chips. That has.
You know what mayonnaise is?
It's supposed to be egg yolk and oil.
Something like that. Yeah, lots of calories in it, and probably lots of bad fats too.
Well, I'm looking at these stuffed mushrooms. These stuffed mushrooms look great.
You have a favorite, or you have a cookbooks in front of you? What is it? I mean, is it your favorite?
I don't know. This one is. I collect cookbooks. This one's called "Savor the Flavor of Oregon," and it has a salmon on the front. And this page I'm looking at is called "Stuffed Mushrooms." You fry the sausage.
Mushrooms they're alive. They're intelligent.
Fungus.
Mushrooms.
Well,
isn't that the same?
Well, I don't know. A lot of people do mushrooms for hallucinogenic. I'm just going to fry sausage and butter and pepper and onions and breadcrumbs, fry all that up, and then you load it into these sauteed mushroom caps. And then it's like you have little tiny fork, like a little shrimp fork. You eat it with that. That's great.
What's the fungi? I mean, the fungus. You said fungus. I thought that it's the same mushrooms and fungus. Isn't that the same?
Well, you can't eat all mushrooms. Like some people they do mushrooms as like a drug, like psilocybin. They go out and they call it shrooms. Like some people drink beer, some people do tequila shots, some people smoke weed, and some people do shrooms. Like they'll say, oh, he's a shroom head.
I never do shrooms.
I eat mushrooms.
It makes me sad.
Well, these
because
are
people who do shrooms, they're always happy. They're much more happier than regular people. But
who?
People who eat shrooms.
No, they're what I call stupid happy. Well, I don't know. Okay, let's get back to appetizers.
Yeah.
So healthy eating, we have appetizers, vegetables, fish, meat, bread, and desserts. I wonder what a healthy dessert would be. Page 251.
Healthy dessert? I think that could be an apple.
An apple sliced and cooked
with honey.
in Grand Marnier, and then you light it on fire, and then you wrap it in like a blintz, and it's like crepe Suzettes. That's what you do with the apple. Well, I mean, you're going to just eat the apple.
Yeah, no, not. I mean, oranges are better if you soak them in a room.
Well, you know what happened to Adam when he ate the apple? Just a plain apple.
Yes, I remember he was expunged from the Garden of Eden.
Yeah, just eating a plain apple was dangerous. Well, listen
but then again,
to this.
I'm thinking of Eve. I mean, the naked woman next to him, and he sacrificed it all for an apple. You see my point?
Yeah, well, like with Odysseus and the Trojan War, they say Helen of Troy, the classic line from the Odyssey is, was this the face that launched 1,000 ships? So the Trojan War was to go get Helen, who was Menelaus's wife, and well, it's a lot of trouble. I just want to go back to
let's go back to healthy eating.
Banana muffins, lemon coconut balls, ginger cookies. Wow, this all looks great.
Yeah, the pictures, I'm sure they're great. That's why I remembered them from my childhood. Because I've never, well, I mean, maybe the higher society, the high circles of society, they have it regularly, but I wasn't born in the money. So anyway, go on.
Well, I mean, I wasn't born into money either, but we know how to cook. Here's an Italian anise cookie. So anise is like a licorice flavored, like, they have Rocky, and they have this in Russia. It's like the milky, what is it called? It's like turns milky. It's a liqueur.
Milky Way?
It tastes like no, it's a drink. It's something that people, like men, liquor. Get together and drink this and discuss how their life sucks.
I like how you say it. I feel you're sincere about your sincerity about this.
No, it's
you're
true.
Being sincere. Honestly, you're being sincere. Not serious, sincere.
Yes,
very sincere about men getting together, having drinks, and complaining and bitching about life.
Well, anyhow, these are some cookies. These are Italian anise cookies. It has 4 eggs, 1.5 cups sugar, 2 little teaspoons of this licorice seed, and 2 cups of flour. You're going to mix all that up, and you're going to wow. You're going to cook it, and then when you're going to eat that, that's going to be great. That's going to be great with coffee. Wow, that sounds amazing.
Why don't you drink chai? I mean, the U.S. people, Americans, they don't drink chai. It's always always coffee.
No, they drink chai. There's a lot of places. Most of the hipster coffee bars will serve, different.
But do you like it? I mean, you can drink it, but maybe you'd say that it tastes like.
Well, I lived in Turkey, and I have jezve, and I have all of that stuff, so I know how.
Yeah, but jezve is for coffee again. But the chai, by the way, in Turkey, the chai is very, very special. many people drink chai in Turkey and they go back home and buy chai in Turkey and bring it home, but they can't brew it to be as tasty as it was in Turkey. I think the water is to blame because the water is different in places.
Okay, no. The whole idea of chai is this. I traveled across a lot of Turkey, and the midsection of Turkey is called Anatolia. So there's, Istanbul, and there's Ephesus, and all this on the, the western coast, and the eastern coast is like Gaziantep going in towards like Aleppo and Syria. So the mid part of Turkey is, just back in the time of Christ, just women working in the fields and people living with their animals, and just men sitting in these little tiny, the tiniest little, like some little stupid wooden table, and 4 or 5 guys just sitting around smoking cigarettes and drinking chai all day long while women do all the work in the fields. And what are the men doing while they're drinking chai? Just talking about how their life sucks. It's like a universal theme. I'm not kidding. I was surprised when I traveled across the middle portion of Turkey on a bus with everybody smoking cigarettes. And their chai is served on the ferries, and it's served in the markets, and it's served on these little trays, and it comes with these little cubes of sugar. So you can say şekerli or şekersiz. So şekerli means you want sugar, and şekersiz means you just want it straight up with no sugar in it. But there are places that serve chai here.
Why does man's life suck so much?
Well, because generally they are supposed to just work and be happy working, and that's supposed to fulfill them. But actually, people don't know this, but men are actually people too.
No, my point is though that I am a man, okay, but my life doesn't always suck. I mean, I just go through periods where life sucks for a while, but then it's
But see,
normal.
a lot of people think that a man's complete fulfillment should be his work. But that's not enough to fill anyone, either a man or a woman. Like, you have to have some pleasures, you have to have some joys. So it might be sailboating, or it might be drawing, or it might be
I don't think women are much happier than men. I think it's about the same. But anyway, do you feel like your life sucks? Because sometimes, I mean, maybe that's not a politically correct question.
No, my life is great because I'm not married, and I don't want to be married, and I already been there, done that. So I just do whatever I want. No, the thing is...
Yeah, go back to healthy cooking.
Anyhow, so...
What's on page 3? Any cookies? I mean, I like cookies.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this looks great.
I think the healthy cooking could be a code word for every subject we discuss, and then somehow it leads us to the dead end or something like unpleasant places.
No, listen.
So we can stop anytime and say, okay, let's go back to healthy cooking. Let's discuss the cookbook you have.
No, listen.
And you open it on any page, and it's always beautiful. And please.
Yeah, listen to this. This will make you happy. Carbonara, a 1/4 pound peppered ham, a 1/4 pound Italian sausage, 4 tablespoons of butter, linguine, boil the water with olive oil, put in chopped parsley, 3 eggs, Parmesan cheese, grated Parmesan over the top. And then you're going to, this will be an extra Parmesan cheese on the top. This must have like 9 million calories in it. Carbonara. It serves 4. It could be you and me and Michael. Michael, I think, would enjoy that. And I think that, Tony Carnes doesn't eat meat, so we're gonna invite Mark Stevens. He likes spaghetti, but he also likes popcorn with butter on it.
With butter?
Yeah, butter with butter on popcorn. Like in America, you go to the theater.
Olive oil.
No. In the theaters, you have like really unhealthy pumps of really crappy butter that they put on your popcorn, which makes you feel really happy because in your childhood you used to go to the movie theaters and eat popcorn with butter on it, and
No, I know they
chocolate.
cook popcorn with melted butter instead of oil, but probably
But it's
that was what you meant.
but I'm saying it's not really butter. They just call it butter-like substance.
Do you? Probably not. But yeah. What color is popcorn butter?
It's just well, it's kind of a real disgusting. It's kind of like motor oil, it's like
Yeah, my point exactly. I didn't know that he's in England, so I thought that was an American thing. Put butter on popcorn.
well, you could like they have these things called Jiffy Pop. It's like a aluminum pan that has like a puffy hood on it that puffs up, and then you tear it open and the butter's on the inside. And then they have like weird butter, but all that is very unhealthy. But it takes us back to our childhood, and I think everything takes us back.
Everything is unhealthy. There's no such thing as healthy.
No, I was.
We've been duped.
Yes, and the picture on our cover shot is a picture of this apple juice. And then there's a drink, and actually it's an advertisement I saw for a different type of bourbon smash. So it's made with bourbon on the rocks, and then you add some apple juice and a splash of berry juice, and like load up 3 berries on it, and you feel like it's healthy. But it's really something that you would drink while sitting outside on a patio, getting a lot of UV rays and burning up your skin, causing cancer. There's we don't, the thing is, we don't get out alive in this life, so we might as well enjoy it, right? It's terrible. Tell me one healthy thing you have eaten today. One healthy thing.
Apple. The older I get, the better I become. I become with food. I get with food. Anyway, I think that from now on, I'm only eating stuff which has no labels. I guess I told you before. So basically, if you if you come to the store and you see the apple, there is no label, and it's apple. But if you see something like beautiful and stuffed with God knows what, and there is like sort of A4 printout on it, A4 size. I mean, the shit. And which has all the conservatives and preservatives. Just avoid it as hell.
Yeah, I think you're right, because they also have these things like Texas has a big Rio Grande Valley, lots and lots of like peaches and mangoes and bananas and just all kinds of stuff. So we have a lot of mangoes that are so juicy and they're so delicious. But you'll go into these stores and you'll see mango slices that have been dried out, and people eat them like chips. But the thing is, they've got preservatives in them. And it's weird because just 2 aisles over is like a mountain of fresh mangoes. But a lot of people don't want to mess with them because they're juicy and the juice is going to get on their hands, and they have to get the juice off the top of the cutting board in their kitchen. But it, like, limes are plentiful, and lemons and mangoes and tomatoes. Like, I don't know, what did I eat that was healthy? Oh, I cut up 2 tomatoes from a garden. I got the 2 tomatoes. I had the tomatoes from a garden and also fresh parsley from a garden.
Yeah, but did you have a protein shake? You said you like protein, you need protein.
I didn't have a shake, but what I did was cut them up, and I had like a chicken thigh that I had cooked, and I just pulled the meat off the thigh and like cut it all up. I'm always cutting up legs.
I remember the starfish. Just don't get me started on that.
Legs and thighs. I don't know. They had this like buy one get 2 free. So you could get this package that had, each package had a thigh and a leg, a thigh and a leg. So you could get
Yeah, well, I envy you because I've eaten these tomatoes this morning. I think they've been artificially produced, or I don't know where they get them at this time of year.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
were
yeah.
awful. They were like apples, just as hard, but they look great. And I thought, damn, they probably DNA modified or stuff. I don't know what it's called.
Yes, and also
I'm
they
in survival
grade.
mode. I don't have much choice, so I have no control over my life, and I'm just doing whatever it takes to get out the other side.
But you know, they a friend of mine several years ago was telling me about this store called Sprouts, and I go, "What is it?" And she said, she's the one who she goes to my church, Holy Trinity, and she said, "Oh, you're going to love it." And also, they had all these samples, so any place I can go and start eating samples, I'm pretty happy. So, like in grocery stores, most grocery stores, they have only A quality fruits and vegetables. That means every single apple is about the same size. Every single tomato is about the same size. All the bananas are uniform. But at Sprouts, they also have B and C. So that means all their fruits and vegetables have passed inspection, but every single one is not the same size. So they're slightly cheaper. Now, they're not, there's nothing wrong with them, but they have really, really, really tasty, and they're much fresher than at. But probably what you got was from a very high quality store, and you paid a good price. And sometimes, if you read the little tiny label, it's got from genetically modified seeds. Like you're probably killing yourself by eating that tomato. Maybe you should on your land start. You have to. Well, also. I think it's called Monsanto or some huge seed company about 15 years ago started buying the rights to real seeds. So it's very hard for people to get real seeds anymore. If you wanted to grow some tomatoes or peppers or eggplants or okra on your land, just experiment and see with how you could try to get the seeds. Order them from Amazon? I don't think so. Where will you get seeds?
I don't know. We have this, call them boutiques. I don't know, some kind of, what do you call it, a small place. They will sell fruits and seeds as well. Lots of any kind of seeds. You can buy it any time of day. No problem with seeds in Russia. I'm surprised that you have.
Well, no, but I'm saying look at the back of the seed package. If you look at the package, where did it come from? If it's owned by one of these huge corporations.
No, there is no package. I mean, it's all, how do you say that? When they waited before they gave it to you, there is no package. It's just only the seller knows where it comes from.
It's just open.
But I think it's local, from Uzbekistan or from South Republics of former Soviet Union. I'm sure that comes from there.
Well, they have beautiful, beautiful cherries up on the Black Sea, and I think not to mention the C word, but some of the Chernobyl dust blew onto those cherries, but they're very, very, very famous, and like the cherry orchard by Chekhov. There's so many famous cherries up on the Black Sea, but
Yeah.
Well, back to healthy eating.
Right. Let's go to page 3 of your cookbook. The doctor's diet.
I don't even know what this is. Oh my gosh. I can't even pronounce this. That sounds pretty good.
I mean, doctors are so weird. They're all weird about food, right? You notice that? That they used to speak to doctor about food. They all have unhealthy relationship. They just eat junk all the time. I don't know why. They're doctors. They should.
No.
And they smoke.
When I went to Turkey the first time, we went to go visit this dentist or something, and it was a friend of somebody. We go into his office, like on his desk is like a huge ashtray just full of cigarettes.
Yeah, my point exactly.
Then we went, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, this another doctor I know, a very modern doctor. He's probably like about 37 right now, and he's went to the best medical schools, and he loves dark chocolate, and he loves expensive wines and expensive liqueurs, and He's supposedly on a keto diet, Keto.
Yeah, I know
I
what
go,
it
well,
is.
how does all this chocolate and wine and these brownies you're eating, how does that all fit in? He goes, well, these are the things that bring me joy. so, so
Yeah, that's what they say.
he's got the keto diet. Then he has this like side stash of things that bring him joy.
Yeah, well,
And I said,
I knew cardiologists. They tell people how they recommend patients a healthy diet all the time because they're kind of responsible for such things. But when you talk to cardiologist, if you talk to cardiologist I knew, he would tell you that it's all just. I mean, what he eats is no way healthy.
oh, I know. Yeah, doctors are some of the most unhealthy people because they're under a lot of stress and their insurance premiums are like super high for medical malpractice. And, when they get home, they're exhausted because they've been in surgery. So they just need a drink. And it's like, it's very stressful being a doctor.
The worst eating habits. I mean, you tell me who have the worst eating habits. I answer the doctors.
Well, that's true. Now, here's a recipe.
Because, as you said, they have issues with time management and food available for them.
Well, they also they have these break rooms where you have 15 minutes to go eat before you do your next 5 hours of surgery. And once you're in surgery, once you're scrubbed in, you can't leave to go to the bathroom. You can't go leave to, call your mom or call your girlfriend or something. So you go into these break rooms that has all this food, which you have to eat within 15 minutes. You know how, do you know what your stomach is going to be like if you're eating?
He probably needs to go cut someone's head open, so he didn't have much time.
No, really, the surgeons and the anesthesiologists and even the nurses that are a scrub in for a surgery, like they have to be present. They might think the surgery is going to last 3 hours, but once they get in there, it lasts 5 hours, and they forgot to go to the bathroom, or they're like so hungry, or their stomach is hurting. You just have to grin and bear it. Like, yeah.
I knew people who drank Coke like all the time for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
No, I know that some people drink sodas a lot.
And he looked great. I mean, no excessive weight, or what's that called, overweight? No overweight. He looked great, like an athlete. But he drank Coke, or you'd call it Dr. Pepper, probably. He ate Coke, okay, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. I don't know. Maybe there's people there. They made from, I don't know, what's the hardest thing on earth? Yeah, that they're not. Okay, anyway. Let's go to page 3 of your cookbook.
Okay, I've got it here. I just know that I was scheduled for some emergency surgery. They were going to take out a gallbladder. I didn't even know what a gallbladder was, and
I know what it is.
They wanted to. It was around St. Patrick's Day, like around March the 17th of this one year, and they wanted to know if I wanted it to be on the Thursday before or the Monday after. Well, I know in Dallas, St. Patrick's Day, everybody drinks so much. They have 100,000 visitors that come into Dallas, Fort Worth for the St. Patrick's Day parades and drinking. It's like Mardi Gras or Flushing. So I kept thinking, okay, it's going to be a young surgeon. No, schedule it for Thursday because on Monday everyone will be hungover. The other thing about doctors, they're people too, and they're going to want to go have a couple drinks, and they've been in surgery, and some doctors
they have energy drink. They drink energy drinks.
Yeah. Well, I want to tell you about potato soup. Look at this. I like potatoes.
It's better than energy drink.
This is in a large saucepan. Combine the potato, celery, onion, water, and salt. Cook it until the vegetables are tender. Now add milk, 2 cups. This is going to kill your stomach. 2 cups of milk and a whole container of sour cream and chives and flour, and stir it gently. That's going to taste so good. I bet your stomach will like that, and have that with a beer. with some bread, like rye bread.
Yeah. Actually, I drink beer every day.
Thanks for sure.
No, I
Thanks
think
for
I can
sure.
survive. I can survive indefinitely on it, on a diet like this.
Yeah, I
But the
have a
price just become astronomical because the good beer it costs a lot, and I try to quit because I don't have enough money to drink beer every day. The inequalities I do drink it, but maybe that's a good thing because I always say look at the bright side.
exactly.
What
Well,
is like the most expensive drink at where you're at?
well, I don't know. Like they
Like,
have these. I don't know. I don't drink chocolate martini cocktails, or they also have this thing called Monkey on a Shoulder. It's scotch that you just drink straight up, very expensive. Or they have, well, they have like super expensive drinks, but if you go to a place where they're having like whiskey
no,
Wednesday,
I see cognac because it's come from
yeah,
France and it's expensive because it's old. Sometimes it's 30 years old. It costs $50,000 a bottle. I can't imagine
geez.
someone would buy that. Yeah,
Well,
but
I went
that's for real rich people, for real wealthy people.
right,
And you know, I think if it's in a bottle, you can't keep it. You have to drink it because it's not in the barrel any longer. So
and that's
it's in
not
the.
what cognac is for. It's not safe in the barrel. You have to take it. No, I once went with this friend of mine. He was a sort of a fancy guy, and he would meet up with these other people, and everybody would pay for their own dinner. We'd go to some like sort of fancy dinner club where there was like a singer, a chanteuse, and like all this. And then his name was Moskowitz,
Oh,
David
the
Moskowitz.
pianist, the famous pianist. Was that
Well,
him?
he lives in Dallas. His name is David Moskowitz, and he's
Okay.
a I don't even know what he does, but
Hmm.
he's in the art world. And I donated some art to something, so he would like invite me to go to places. So I went to some place. This like I don't know if it was a I don't know what it was. It was a beautiful place. And then afterward, he said he wanted me to try a cognac. He goes, "Do you
Yes.
drink cognac?" It's like, "Oh, I drink pretty much anything." I go, "Yeah," and it was something that had the number 5 in it, and it was from Spain. I have to
Hmm.
look that up. It was so amazing. I don't even
Yeah,
know what
some of
it
them are real good. But the cognac should come from France only, because that's sort of a grapes, I think, or a place
Yes.
where it's grown. I don't know. In Spain, it's all brandy. If it's not from France, it's probably called brandy. But anyway, that's a
Well,
technicalities
anyhow,
we don't
David
have.
Moskowitz was buying this, so I really didn't care.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just
No, my
I'm being
parents.
yeah.
No, I remember that my parents used to drink cognac. My father. Okay, well, there's Remy Martin
Oh
is a
yeah, that's very
cognac,
famous.
and here's more. Here's more. Here's more. All this. Okay. Oh, these are all. Wow, this all looks great. I now want to buy some cognac. Oh, Grand. I always love Grand Marnier, but that is not a cognac. It's a liqueur. And here's another one called Blue Swift. I don't know what that. Hennessy, cognac, Courvoisier. That's good. Yeah, all these cognacs look great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I want to buy a healthy healthy cognac. What the heck is this one called? Louis. I've never heard of that one. Here's one with a panther on it. There's like a panther crawling out of this bottle. Stella Rosa. Gosh, why are we talking about cognac?
Yeah, that's because I'm going to have one once our conversation is over. Isn't
Really?
that what? Yeah. What are you gonna have?
Uh, I'm gonna have a Tylenol because I have a headache. No, wait a minute. No, these are the names of these are 14 different cognacs
I
from
know
Spain.
there are many. We
Grand.
have.
I can't find the
I
one that
have
I
few
want.
bottles. I kept them for occasion like this, so maybe the time has come. No
Here's
more
one
beer.
called Fundador brandy. Veterano, Torres 10 Reserve, La Bota 64, Lusata, Solera. I don't know. Everyone's got a lot going on here.
Winston Churchill liked cognac.
Yeah, and he was quite a fellow. I thought he was pretty interesting.
Why?
I don't know what that brandy is. Or
would you like to be his wife?
Ring the bell? Would I like to be his wife?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to be anyone's wife.
Because women are attracted to powerful and famous man. I think that subconsciously you might have liked to be his wife. Any woman, not only you, but
no,
yeah.
I already did. And you know, I don't want to do that anymore. Gosh.
Yeah, that's a complex dynamic. I didn't mean to confuse you or anything. It's just me.
I'm not confused.
Yes. You're not?
No, I'm
maybe it's just me. Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I want is
I feel sad.
I want to get a Grand Marnier and just put it over vanilla ice cream and eat it with a spoon. That's another way to have it. Just a little.
Yeah, no, like the spoon. You can eat spoon with. You can eat anything with a spoon.
I love spoons. Whenever I go, everybody knows. When people go out, they know that I always drop my napkin and I knock over the water and I need more spoons. So some of the places where I go regularly, they go, "Would you like a spoon today?" Because I like spoons.
So you do like that? You have the special tiny spoon or a really large one, because I absolutely love eating with the tiny spoons. Also, I love large spoons as well, but the tiny spoons. When I was a kid, I had this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I like.
I even had a wooden spoon. I don't know if you have that in the UK, in the US.
Do you know that I have a wooden spoon collection? We're going to have to do an episode on wooden spoons. You
could play music on wooden spoons. Not only eat with them, but you can actually do that tuk 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 thing, that becomes music, like drumming, but with the spoons. It's beautiful. You can YouTube it if you want. I'm sure there should be videos. Yeah. When I was young again, we played that a lot. I would become a musician, like wooden spoon musician. Yeah.
Huh.
It's a folklore.
Folklore.
I feel sad.
It's time for cognac. Time for cognac. I'm getting the bell. Are you getting sadder as the bell gets closer?
Yeah, I'm sure our listeners thought I was nuts.